Hello friend, this is Etienne again, and in this video I'm just want to go through charts in Microsoft PowerPoint. Sometimes there are some difficulties dealing with once people are dealing with charts in Microsoft PowerPoint. Well, it's not difficult, it's not going to be easy. How just to insert charts in Microsoft PowerPoint? To insert charts in Microsoft PowerPoint, we just go to the Insert tab or Insert menu. Here above, we just go to Insert, and driving here you see Charts in Illustrations group. You can see Charts here, and you click here, and after clicking on Charts, you see here you can just insert different types of charts. You see there are column. You have here column, you have line, you have pie, bar, we have different charts, but you can choose the one you want to insert in your presentation. In this video, we're just going to see how to insert a column chart, but you can just change from one type to another type. You can just change the chart type. Let's just now choose a clustered column chart. You can just select a clustered column chart, as you see. We have here stacked column. You can just here have 100% stacked column, and here we have 3D clustered column, and so on. 3D stacked, and here 3D 100% stacked column, and here 3D column. Let's now here insert a 2D clustered column. I click here, and down there I confirm. I click on OK. And here in Microsoft PowerPoint, it is somehow different. When you just want to insert a chart, will just be given something like an Excel sheet that is containing data. Even if it is in Microsoft PowerPoint, but we're just going to see a prompt window of Microsoft Excel. And here you can see we have different series 1 up to series 3. And this cannot be a problem because you may just have a data that we just have a data where you want to insert more different those columns and more different other different laws than the we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Have 4 laws that are just served for typing some data, and only here 3 columns, but we can just type more than this. How to increase this number? Or you may have just a fewer than this one. You can just here put your cursor here where I put mine, and you can just decrease to the number of columns, to the number of rows you want. You can see I can increase, or I can decrease, or can just increase if you want. You can even just extend up to where you want. But you see here I can just change to, let me just go to 3 now, 3 rows and 4 columns. You just scroll, you just resize to where you want to type. And here let me just put some data. Let me just imagine some data. This data are not real. I can just maybe want to give the number of teachers. Maybe here just want to put teachers and nurses in different districts. Nurses in different district. Maybe I can here put drivers. And you remember that I have another column that I've selected, and within this column, let me just put priest if I want. Anytime I click in here, you can see the column and the rows that I've selected to be part of my chart. And these numbers that you see here are not the real numbers. These are the numbers you meet there by default. You can just clean them. And here let me just put some district. I can just type Karongi if I want. I can just put it is imaginary numbers. It is not real. I can just type the number of teachers 17,000 if I want. I can just you can see now here my chart is being made. I can put number of nurses, maybe 11,000. I can here put drivers. Let's put 5,000. 5,000. How many priests? Maybe 156. I can just go to the category 2. I can put another district, maybe Nyamagabe. But if you have data, you just have to put the data that you have. Maybe 18,000. I can just type this. You see my chart is being made, and how many number of nurses? Maybe 7,000. How many drivers? Maybe 7,000. Number of drivers. How many priests? Maybe they are 200. 200. Now I have another row that is remaining. I can just take maybe Kichukiro if I want. I can here just put the number of teachers, maybe 20,000 teachers. It is in town, they might have a big number of teachers. How many nurses? So many different hospitals there. Maybe they are now 15,000. 15,000. Yes. How many drivers? A very big number of drivers. Maybe 11,000. 11,000. How many priests? A very big number too of priests. I can put maybe 2,000 priests. And here I'm now just done. I'm done with the categories and the series that I've chosen. And in time, if you are done, you leave this one because you didn't select it. You have deselect this below. If it is selected, you can just increase or you can extend the selection. You have seen how to do this, and then you close. You are now done. You close, and here you see now we have a chart, and this is a 2D crushed column chart. You can just change the chart title if you want. You can click here, you see the chart title. Here, this is the chart title. You can just click here to change the chart title if you want, and you can even format. And here, this is maybe teachers. We have seen these all teachers and nurses, drivers, and a priest in some district. You can just format this chart title. You can select it if you want, and you can just go to home and change the chart title size to 28 if you want, to 18, to 12 if you want. You can just let me increase a little bit so that will be clear, and you can just change the font. You can just make it a Times New Roman. You can bold. You can just give it a color if you want. You can just change the color to the color of your choice if you want. You can see. You can just do whatever you want with this chart. And now we have a chart. You can just select this chart if you want to select it and make different modifications. What now just going to do? Let me just show you some changes or some modifications that we can just do with our charts. Anytime I click on this chart, you can just see. Once I click here, you see there is a design and a format under the chart tools. These are chart tools. Anytime I click here, you no longer see them here, there. And now let me just click here on my chart, and within chart tools, we can just format our chart, and we can even design our chart if you want. Now let me just go with the format. With the format, you can see we can just deal with different formats if you want. You can see Let me click here again on, let me select my chart and I go to format, and now I go to, you can see I can just change some background colors in time this selected. You can see anytime you just want to select, you want to change the chart color, background color, let's say background color, you can select your chart here, and after selecting this this chart, you go to format, and here in to the left corner you can see there is where to select. What do you need? Plot area, or you can just want to change chart area background. If you want to format, I can click here on chart area if I want, and then chart area if you want to format only the background without changing the color of the columns. These are the columns, and this is the chart area. This is the chart area, this is the columns. I can change here. I can just come here and select chart element, chart area, and I go to shape fill. Once I go to shape fill, I need to change the background color. You can see, you can just give this chart a color of your choice. If you like blue, if you like green, if you like, you give it a color of your choice. You can even put it black if you want. Let me just give it this color, and anytime I just click here again, I can just go to format and change here. Let me select if I want. You can just change the vertices. If you want, you can just format whatever you want. Chart plot area, you can see this is a plot area. Let me try to fill. You can see plot area, this area that is containing the column. You can just change them if you want, give a different color. You can see, and these are some of the formatting that we can just do with the chart. And with this format, you can just go to shape outline if you want. You can remove the outline. You can just increase the weight of the outlines up to the point you want. You can just do many different things. You can just align if you want, align to slide, and you can just have many different things. You can just add shadow effects if you want to your chart. You can see, you can give your chart, your plot area, a shadow of your choice. You can see how it is changing, and you can just make these changes. And let me now just talk a little bit to the design. Within design, under chart tools, we have a very important thing to talk about: how to add chart elements. You see, our chart here has some legends, but you can see here there is no data labels, no whatever. You can just go to, you select your chart first, you go to design and under chart tools, and you now go to add chart element. You can just add some, or you can remove some. You can just add axis. You can just axis title here. You can just see more different axes. You can just here go to chart title. You can see with chart title, you can remove the chart title if you want. You see, anytime I select here, the chart title disappear. You can just put it above the chart or center overlay. You can go now here and put data labels. You see, our columns here have no data labels, but let me try to put data labels there, and I can just choose where to put the data labels. You can see here now they're appearing. You can see here they're appearing here. Inside end, you can just choose inside base, inside end, center, outside end. You can just choose where to put data label or value data labels. Let me just choose inside end, and you see my chart here now have the data labels. These are the data labels. The data labels. I can just go back there to design. Yeah, to design. Select my chart, design. I can just show you some. You can just add regions to the right, to the top. You see, they were at the bottom, but I can just change to the and put them to the right. You see, you have teachers, nurses, drivers, priests. I can just go back there and just deal with the grid lines, primarily, horizontally. You can see, or can even just go to primary minor. You can just primary minor vertical. You can just see. You can choose the the way you want them to look like. Now you can just see how to deal with the chart elements. And here to the right side, you can see there is a way here to deal with how to deal with the change chart type. You can change this chart to a chart of your choice. If you just want to change the chart type, how to do this? You just go to the right side and you first of all select your chart and you go to design and you go to the right side and click on chart type, change chart type, and you can just change it to line, you can change it to pie, you can change it to bar. You remember that our chart is column, was 2D column, 2D clustered column. Now let me change it to bar. I can select here to bar. I can make it a 2D. I can make it a 3D clustered or stacked bar. Let me choose clustered bar and click OK. You see now how my chart is looking like. It is now a 2D clustered bar chart. Guys, I hope this is very important and very helpful. You can just now have your chart, design it the way you want. You can just design the column if you want. You can just change this chart and again to column to the clustered. You can see you can just go there and make it a 3D clustered column if you want. You see now how it is looking like. You can just make different changes you want to your chart. Let me just make it a 2D clustered column. And we have seen how you can format. You can even format different specific column or all columns. If you just want to select the specific columns, all columns in general, you just select. You click in columns. You see here you have the columns of the same size. They look the same. They are selected. And if you just want to select a specific column, you double click on it. You see, anytime I double click, now I still have only one column selected. If you want to select all of them, you just make a single click. You see, a single click, you see, I now select most of the columns. But if you just want to select a specific one, you click here again. Now this one is the only one selected. And you can just make changes on this one you want. I can just see this one, the column of teachers in this district is selected. I can just format this if I want and give it a different color of my choice. You see, I can just give it a different color. You see, I can just make it give it a color that is looking different from the others. I can just give it a color I want. Guys, these are basics about charts in Microsoft PowerPoint, and I hope it is going to help you. And guys, enjoy this video. If you just want to see more videos like this one in the future, please go and subscribe. See you next time.